As a dyslexic child, I used to draw these lines. A dyslexic child or a dyslexic student sees the entire paragraph. K, ka, ki, ku. Hello and namaskar to all you lovely people. This is my second video in the series, Yes, I am Dyslexic. In this series, I'm going to be talking about how I dealt with learning in my school days, in my college days, until now. I'm going to put the link of my first video in the description. You can watch it whenever you want. So when I was growing up, I had these small tricks and hacks of learning different languages, how to go by in remembering it, how to reproduce it. So I'll just give you an example, a very small example. For a normal person in the school, getting grades is very important. Learning, it just comes naturally to him or her. But for people like us who are dyslexic, learning is a challenge. Especially when a paragraph is given to a dyslexic child, he sees the entire paragraph wobbling, or the sentences are basically dancing, the words are going in and out. It basically creates that much pressure on a dyslexic child. It's like you're putting some kind of tension on the brain from all the 4 sides, 6 sides or 8 sides. So basically from top, bottom, all the 4 sides, somebody is trying to push and put pressure from outside to inside into the brain. So basically your brain is in pressure from all the sides, from all the angles. And then the child, the student gets very nervous. And then these words and sentences, they will start to feel different, and how they look to a normal person, it is completely different from how it looks to a dyslexic person. In this small video, I'm going to show you how a normal person sees the entire paragraph with the sentences, and how a dyslexic child or a dyslexic student sees the entire paragraph. You can just have a look at this. Yes. Now you got to know how the normal person, there is no challenge when it comes to reading. I have taken a small paragraph from Valmiki Ramayana, from Aranyakanda. So in this, a normal person starts reading the first sentence and then he goes on to read the second sentence. I'm using a scale, by the way, just to tell you that every sentence gets registered in the brain by just looking at it. But now I'm going to show you how I read it. So basically the sentences are either dancing or wobbling or coming in and out. They are blurring from some sides. They are I'm able to see few words. I'm not able to see the other words. I'm mixing 2-3 sentences. So in this, and the pressure, the brain is getting pounded, the brain is getting hammered from all the sides, from all the angles. So I'm very slow. I'm trying to read the first sentence, Sri Ram and Lakshman. And then after search, the scope of reading just opens up. So I'm trying to concentrate the first few words, and then my concentration goes haywire. So in the process, I may read search and catching as searching for a hint. You got my point. So when I'm reading search, I'm just not reading it, I'm trying to imagine. So when you're searching something, the things that come in your mind is you have to find, you have to catch. So, and then in the process, I see this word catching, and then I mix these two words, and then I continue. So basically my scope of reading from first sentence, it can go to second, it can go to third, and then I realize, oh my God, I have just moved from first sentence to the fourth sentence, and then I've skipped a lot of words. I've eaten up a lot of words in the second sentence, in the third sentence. That is when I call it the train model. Like you have seen how trains move, right? Between stations, like from destination A to destination B. I'll just give you one more example. I'm just trying to illustrate how a dyslexic brain looks at things. So this is the Delhi metro map. So here, if somebody wants to move from Janakpuri to Akshardham, this is how the train moves. This is how the stations come and then they go. So it's like a straight line, and then you go to Akshardham. But for us, it's like we start from Janakpuri and then we are slowly moving ahead. From Rajouri Garden, we take a right, and then we, from blue line, we go to the pink line. So, and then we move and then we go to Lajpat Nagar. So this is how our brain or our eyes see things, and then it's not like we don't want to read. It is how our brain takes from one sentence, it just moves to the second sentence, because first thing is I'm trying to hold on to the jumping words. I'm trying to, settle them. I'm trying to tell my eyes that, concentrate, just be very slow. One word at a time, one sentence at a time. But you know how concentration, tricks you. So that is a reason when we are reading, we are very slow. And I told you, right, it is like the train model, the train system. And the train moves very fast when there is a teacher in front of you. I have faced this. The teacher is there in front of you and the train moves very fast. From first sentence, maybe after one or two words, it can jump to the fourth sentence. So if there is no pressure, it's like an added pressure. If somebody is trying to watch you and then somebody is trying to judge you, and in schools, we have got benchmates, friends, teachers, and first of all, you are in that constant pressure as a dyslexic child. You don't know what is happening. You don't even know that, you are dyslexic. It's just that you think you are very dull, you cannot concentrate, you are a very poor in reading. So these are the things that are running in your mind. And when there is a teacher who is not helping you, the train just, as they say, the train just took off. And then it can go to any sentence, any word, and then it becomes an embarrassment. So in this particular thing, this as a dyslexic child, as a dyslexic student, they will be very slow in reading. And then my second point is how we remember. As I said, for normal people, remembering words is not difficult. Remembering a sentence is not difficult. When I say remember, remembering it to reproduce. See, I'll just give you one more example. A different language is there. Like, let's say I'll take Tamil. I don't know the script of Tamil, or I have not read Tamil, but I know one word called as ama. Ama means okay. But if you ask me to reproduce it, I don't know, because I don't know the script. I have not seen the word, I have not read the word. It's just that I have heard from my Tamil friends. I'll just give you this Sanskrit example wherein Rama Shabda Kosha we used to have. We used to remember this. Ramaha, Ramo, Ramaha. So can you see this particular picture that I'm going to be showing on the screen? I've just marked Ramaha, Ramebhyaha and Rame. And then I have drawn this line connecting these three words. It looks like an inverted K without the straight line, right? So when we are remembering this, when we are remembering Rama, the Shabda Kosha, as a dyslexic child, I used to draw these lines, and then whatever used to come below the line or above the line, I used to remember the different words. Ramebhyaha is a different word. I used to remember that. Ramaha I can recollect, but in between, it used to be like a map, a graph. I don't know whether you're following this or no. And the words above and below the lines would be diagrams and not mere words. But what we do is we try to draw lines, we draw graphs, we try to visualize things, and then try to remember the letters, how to reproduce them. So this is how we remember any sentence. We try to draw something. We try to, like, let's say in the question paper during the exam, I used to just scan the entire question paper. Not that I used to read the entire question paper. No, I just used to scan it, and then whatever I have read from the textbook before the exam, the words that I may not be able to reproduce, if I found those words in the question paper, then I used to mark them, because it used to help me in answering few other questions. I'm answering a question and then there is this word I'm not able to reproduce. Reproduce meaning I'm not able to write it. I know the word, I know the answer, but I'm not able to write it. So I turn the question paper and then here is the word. It is there in a different question. That particular word has come up in a different question in the same question paper. So I used to mark it and then I used to just copy it and then paste it in an answer for a different question. So this is how I had tricks and hacks. As I said, for a normal person, it is just about, getting good grades. But for us, how to read, how to remember, and then how to reproduce is a big question. Few people excel, few people may not. So it depends upon a student, it depends upon the kid, how well he is supported. Or for me, there was no support. It just used to be like that. We are in this competitive world. I said, boss, you have to survive. Right from that young age, I found these tricks and hacks, and then somehow I got good grades. And then I'm going to give one more example. I have touched base on English, Sanskrit, and then in the third part, I'm going to touch on Kannada. So, how to reproduce? So, read, remember, and reproduce. So in the reproduce part, I'm just going to show this. Can you see? This is ku, this is ko. I used to write these two in every Kannada exam. It's not copying. It's just a trick that I had. Like, let's say there is a word called see, I'm not able to remember the word. Any word that starts with ku. Kurukshetra, right? I know the word Kurukshetra, but I don't know how to write ku. It's not like I'm going to be directly copying it from here. No. You may be thinking that, okay, ku is there, then I'm going to copy this. No. I had this particular thing. It's like ka, ka, ki, ku. Ku, ke, kai, ko. Can you see ko here? It's not a perfect ka, ka, ki, ku. I have kru is not there. Kru is missing from ka, ka. I'll just come again. Ka, ka, ki, ku, ku, ke, kai, ko. Right? So, whenever that Kurukshetra word used to come, I used to do this. Ka, ki, ku. Okay. I don't know how. I mean, with this little finger used to be ku, gu, khu, chu. So whatever is that ru, that u that is there, na, ku. This little finger used to represent that. This used to be in my initial days. After that, when I from first, second, third, fourth, fifth, maybe when I was in fourth, fifth standard, I knew that this is ku. Whatever used to be that wu, ga, ga, gi, gu, and then I have to write gu. You may be wondering what is so difficult. The difficulty is I don't know how to write ku back then. So this used to be the trick that I followed whenever the word started with ko. So these are the two points. Around these 2 points, I used to construct ka, ka, ki, and kau. Sometimes there used to be few letters like kru. I may not be able to reproduce it, so I used to just leave it blank. Krupa, if the word is krupa, I know how to write pa. But kru, I used to write something. Kopa I used to write. Or some letter, something. Or with ka I used to do something. Because ka with that the small thing comes. This is how the dyslexic brain is. You see paragraph, the word starts jumping. There are wobbling sentences and the words are coming in and out. They are blurring. They are coming straight at you, on your face. Some words are hidden. Some words you may not see. And when remembering, we have these patterns. We draw these patterns when learning. When there is a textbook, we actually learn like this. We draw straight lines and then we basically remember the pattern and not the words. And when it comes to reproducing, I had these small hacks. And then after third, fourth, fifth standard, I mean, ku is little finger and ko is this ring finger. I knew. So, Kurukshetra, it's like, okay, ku, ru. And then it used to continue. And then for few easy words or few words that were there in the question paper, I just used to copy them. Copy the words from the question paper into the answer of a different question maybe. So I hope I have done justice in explaining how a dyslexic child reads, remembers, and reproduces. Mainly when I say reproduce in the examination. But for others, it is about getting grades. But for us, it is about reproducing whatever we have learned. And learned, it's just not simple learning. Like a teacher has told you something, you have done a good study and then you're reproducing. No, we have these tricks. We have to remember the trick. Sometimes what used to happen, I used to forget the trick. I used to get very sweaty and I felt like I'm going to fail in this exam. So that constant fear of not doing well in the exam, that embarrassment in the school, in front of your friends, in front of your benchmates, and in front of your teacher, headmaster. This is what the dyslexic brain goes through. I hope you are liking this series. Like, share, subscribe. Do press the bell icon. I'm going to be sharing my experiences about dyslexia in the further videos. Bye bye.